Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. This is a B1 level speaking practice lesson, and today we're going to be talking about cinema. So for this lesson, because it's speaking practice, I would encourage you to practice speaking the answers to these prompts aloud. If you would like to record yourself and post those on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook Messenger, in order to get some feedback, or if you would just like to record yourself to listen back and try to pick out any perhaps mistakes or things that you could pronounce better, just for your own self-development, I think that would be great. But it's very helpful to speak the answers aloud, and recording can also help you listen and hear exactly how you sound when you're answering. So I would encourage you to do that, whether you decide to share it in the comments or not. So here's some prompts. When was the last time you watched a film, and where did you watch it? What is the best movie that you have seen in recent years? And what is the first movie that you remember watching as a child? I know for me, the first movie I remember watching as a child at the cinema was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And then what genre of films do you like? So they're horror, fantasy, science fiction, romance, animation or cartoons, film noir, or thrillers. Do you tend to watch Hollywood films more than non-American movies? And do you enjoy watching foreign films? All right, here's some definitions. So see if you can match each term with its definition. You can pause the video, try these on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. So artificial visual effects, either realistic or fantastic, used to create illusions in films would be special effects. American cinema from the late 1920s to the early 1960s would be the golden years of Hollywood. A film often made with a considerably lower budget than major studio movies would be an independent film. An advertisement for a film consisting of brief portions of scenes from that film would be a trailer. And an award for artistic and technical achievement given by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, that would be the Academy Awards. And do you know these terms? Opening and closing credits, box office flop, remake, box office hit, stage adaptation, cult classic, or sequel. And for each of the vocabulary items, can you think of a film to talk about? One example might be the Star Wars series has some unique or iconic opening credits. Um, Also sequels. The Star Wars franchise are kind of known for the sequels. A cult classic might be something like the Rocky Horror Picture Show. So see if you can think of some examples of these terms, films that would fit these terms. So subtitles and dubbed films. So how do you feel about watching foreign movies? Do you prefer movies that are dubbed into your own language? And in your country, are foreign films dubbed or are subtitles provided? For me, I would rather read subtitles, I think, than have the film dubbed into my own language because I find it distracting with dubbed films because the motion of the actors' mouths do not necessarily match the words in English. So I would prefer to read the subtitles. Um, but that's just my personal preference. So feel free to share what your preferences are. Have you ever seen movies from the golden years of Hollywood, and why do you think this name exists? And which film made the deepest impression on you, and why? I think for me, one of them would be the movie Gone with the Wind, because it's a very old movie made in 1939, and yet the special effects are quite good for a movie of that age. That would be one example. Can you think of a movie that was made in your country or in your native language that is not well known in the English-speaking world, and why do you think this is so? And computer-generated imagery, or CGI, has enabled directors to create movies with incredibly real-life special effects. Do you think there are disadvantages to using a lot of CGI in films? All right, here's a quote that you can discuss. American motion pictures are written by the half-educated for the half-witted. And that's St. John Irvin, the New York Mirror, from June 6, 1963. So what is your opinion? Do you think that this is a fair criticism, and why? And this quote is already half a century old. Is it still relevant today? Here's another quote. A film is a ribbon of dreams. The camera is much more than a recording apparatus. It is a medium via which messages reach us from another world that is not ours, and that brings us to the heart of a great secret. Here, magic begins. And that's a quote by the film director Orson Welles. And so, what is your opinion of this quote? Do you agree or disagree? Here's another quote for discussion. Just watch any husband arguing with his wife about something insignificant. Listen to what they say and watch how their residual emotions manifest when the fight is over. It's so formulaic and unsurprising that you wouldn't dare recreate it in a movie. All the critics would mock it. They'd all say the screenwriter was a hack who didn't even try. This is why movies have less value than we like to pretend. Movies can't show reality because honest depictions of reality offend intelligent people. And that's Chuck Klosterman, The Visible Man. So again, what is your opinion of this quote? So what is a movie that you could watch again and again? Have you ever left a cinema during the middle of a movie? And who do you consider a talented actor? So now you could nominate your favorite movie of all time. What is the worst movie you've ever seen? Uh, what movie has the best special effects? What is your childhood favorite? And what movie has made you laugh or cry the hardest? So again, I would encourage you to practice speaking aloud, or if you would prefer to write your answers, please feel free to share the answers in the comments and generate some conversation. But that brings us to the end of today's video. Please like, subscribe, share, participate in the comments, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.